Yo, stay with that music. Oh, and Jackson, look at that perfect time. And
Yeah, sorry. I was looking. This should be my last episode where I don't have my webcam. Can't find it.
dude, I think I ran over one of my headphones, and the left side doesn't work anymore.
Oh,
Yeah, I mean, I haven't. I got another.
fresh
What?
freshman year, my roommate's girlfriend sat on my microphone, my PlayStation microphone, in like our dorm chair and broke it. And
Did you make the bitch pay?
well, no, I don't think I ever told them. Actually,
Oh, dude, I would have been so tight. I would have been like, bro, in front of her, your bitch's fat ass. Like, and I mean, not even like good fat ass. I mean, like, I guess you can't call people overweight.
well, I liked my roommate and his girlfriend. I think we shouldn't have been in a triple. We were in just like a normal dorm with 3 freaking people, and it was just a PlayStation mic, and it was
What are the
shouldn't have been
dorms
on the
like
ground.
in Loyola, Chicago? Are they nice or were they old as fuck?
Most of them are kind of new and nice, but I got lucky in my first one. My sophomore year, I lived in a dungeon and
Where you
got busted for smoking and the whole night. It was just
you
an
lived on
old building.
School property your sophomore year?
Yep.
Why?
Evidently, I'm a loser like that. I think you need to freshman, sophomore year unless you're an athlete at Loyola.
Dude, that is I'm sorry. That is so fucking gay. That's so stupid. Okay? Like, I've never lived in a dorm. I brought my dog to college, so I joined a fraternity on purpose so I could live in with my dog.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so like my freshman year, I was known as the guy who had a pit bull in his room in a fraternity.
Oh, nice. So you live like in your fraternity?
Not anymore. I lived there my freshman year, but my fraternity is literally a 30-second walk outside my apartment, and then I go through some trees, and I'm at my fraternity. But either way, this is not what this show's about. A lot of news has gone on. You get a chance to read that NBA draft guide I sent you?
I haven't read it all, but I got my guys in it.
Yeah, it's good. It's a little shorter than usual, but what up, gamer? Either way,
Gamer.
let's run through some news. All right, so this morning, Adrian Wojnarowski said the Sacramento Kings will decide once they get to the clock if they accept the deal or they draft Jaden Ivey, basically. And also Malcolm Brogdon will be moved before the draft begins.
Before it begins, so like today?
In the next 24 hours, Malcolm Brogdon will be traded, is what Adrian Wojnarowski said on TV this morning.
This is my freshman year roommate, Anthony. What's good, Anthony?
Yo. So what do you think? I mean, Malcolm Brogdon, I don't even know what his value is. Do you give up a first round pick for Malcolm Brogdon? Also, I don't even know who's trading up for Jaden Ivey.
Malcolm Brogdon? First round pick for Malcolm Brogdon? What is this? Hell no. Did you see that the Houston Rockets tried to trade Christian Wood all year? They were taking offers and they didn't get a single first round pick.
And the Mavs.
Malcolm Brogdon's cool, but he's not like that injury. He gets injured too much. And then I made a video actually on the Kings yesterday. Oh my god, dude, it's Aaron. What's good? This is like one of my first ever freaking subs in 2014. The Kings should not trade the number 4 pick unless they get like, dude, I want a haul. I want like a future first, Triple J, and Desmond Bain. So give me all 3 of those, which they're not going to do, and then we can get a deal going. But if I'm the Kings, I'm taking Chet Holmgren or Jaden Ivey at pick number 4. I think it'll be Chet Holmgren at pick number 4, and I like it. And
wait, what? I thought you were high on Chet Holmgren for a while. What's with you now saying Chet Holmgren sliding? What's got you Chet Holmgren sliding?
Well, he's gonna slide because Houston's big on Paolo.
Yeah,
and I think that Houston. I think it's.
You think Jaden Ivey's going at 2? Is that what you're saying?
No, well, he's okay. Two things are going to happen, or one of 2 things are going to happen. Either Jaden Ivey gets picked at number 2 by the Oklahoma City Thunder, or he gets picked at number 3 by the Oklahoma City Thunder when Houston trades for the number 2 pick, because Houston wants quality, not quantity. And two, they seem to just be very big on Woj. What's up, 81? So
That's one of mine.
I agree with Aaron. Just take Ivy. That's all you got to do. But I think, under that scenario that I just listed where Houston gets it, I mean, Chet will be there.
So the rumor going around from what I read yesterday is that this year's draft, outside of the top 4 to 5 picks, everybody is so low in confidence that a first-round pick in this year's draft is considered lower in value than the next year's future first-round pick. People are saying that they would rather have a future draft pick in the 2023 draft than a draft pick in this year's draft because, A, we all know next year's draft class is star-studded, and B, the whole salary cap will jump because they're about to sign a $75 billion deal for the media rights, and the current media rights deal that the salary cap is under is for only $24 million.
Blasphemous.
So, imagine how – this is why I keep saying the Oklahoma City Thunder will have 3 max contracts available to them next offseason. And I don't know. I think this is everyone's talking about there's more and more rumors because supposedly the Thunder want Victor Wembanyama. That's what their goal is, to get Victor Wembanyama next year. And they want to, if they don't win the lottery next year, they're going to basically trade a war chest for the first pick next year to get Victor Wembanyama. So
yes,
this is why I'm starting to agree with you that I don't know if Chet's going to go second because I've always been against Chet because I don't think he'll develop physically to go be able to bang down low against the Jokic, the Embiids, the Aidens, the big boys, the big centers in the league. And even I think guys like Kofi Coburn, when he comes into the league, he's going to give a guy like Chet Holmgren problem as a backup center. And because, look, they have Poku and Chet have very similar frames. Yes, I know Poku is a shooting guard, small forward at 7'2", but do you get what I'm saying? If they haven't had success beefing up Poku, what do they think about Chet Holmgren? I know Chet Holmgren's a good blocker, but the more I think about it, if they really want Victor Wembanyama, it's going to be weird if they have Victor Wembanyama, Chet Holmgren, and Poku all 3 on the same team.
Yeah, so I mean, I'm not surprised one bit if they just get out of that.
So you think the Thunder could trade down with the Kings for 4? They swap picks, the Kings go up. Actually, I don't think the Kings go up. I think the Kings, if they trade the pick, they're trading the pick for – they're going to package Harrison Barnes and try to get a stud. Because this whole thing is the Kings are obsessed with getting back to the playoffs.
Yeah, I unfortunately – oh, man, Jaden Ivey, as time goes on, the bigger I get on Jaden Ivey. I think he is a very good basketball player. But yeah, I don't think Sacramento can get higher than 4. I don't even know how they would get that going because it's not like a team they would have to give up a future first for next season or something, or they'd have to do something to give OKC to be yeah, can we move up from? But I think Houston's in the best position in the draft. We've talked about that, but I would say Sacramento's in the second best position. So really they are going to have an option of Chet or Jaden, in my opinion.
Well, the Wizards are allegedly trying to make hella moves, and one of those moves they are infatuated with Jaden Ivey because I have said this before. Jaden Ivey right now. Also, Aaron B., I was actually going to get to what you just said about Keegan Murray. The Sacramento Kings have had multiple dinners with Keegan Murray. They have sat down and have sent De'Aaron Fox and their players to hang out with Keegan Murray. So there are rumors that the Pistons and the Kings could swap picks. The Pistons trade up for Ivy and the Kings trade down for Murray. And that's one. But there's also that the Wizards are infatuated with Jaden Ivey because he reminds them of a young John Wall.
Oh, cool.
So there are rumors of that happening. I do like Keegan Murray. My one thing is with Keegan Murray, I just think he's Tobias Harris.
He's a bust.
He's not a bust. He's just Tobias Harris. He's just the Tobias Harris 2.0. And what did Tobias Harris go? This is how weak this draft class is. Tobias Harris was drafted in, 2013 or 2012? He was drafted in 2012. And if you remember that draft class, you remember actually 2011. He was drafted in 2011. The same draft class, Kyrie Irving was the top pick with Derek Williams, Enes Kanter, Tristan Thomas, Jonas Valanciunas, Jan Vesely, Bismack Biyombo, and Brandon Knight being picks 2 through 8. Like, isn't that awful? And Tobias Harris was the 19th pick in that draft class, with Kawhi Leonard being the 15th pick. And I just want to say, if Tobias Harris was the 19th pick in that draft class, which gave us Klay Thompson, Kemba Walker, Kawhi Leonard, Nikola Vucevic, Jimmy Butler, is if he's Tobias Harris 2.0, has Tobias Harris, if he was in the draft again, would he be a lottery pick, or is this draft class that weak that Tobias Harris, a player of the same caliber of Tobias Harris, is considered a top 5 pick?
He's got to be a lottery pick, but not top 5. Dude, Keegan, like what Aaron's saying right now, Keegan cannot. Dude, the more I deep dive into Keegan, I just start to panic. Like, I start to panic.
Why?
His fit on Sacramento. Oh no. He has to play the 3, dude. He has to.
Oh, you don't think he can play the 4?
This dude didn't start fucking playing that position. This dude didn't start posting or like backing people down until he got to college.
Well, he's a late bloomer.
I genuinely think he is like very close to his ceiling already. Like, I don't see Keegan Murray just progressing into a superstar. I think maybe he could be a solid star. Like, I'm thinking like a cat like Kevin Love.
Kevin Love's a Hall of Famer, bro. Not first ballot, but Kevin Love's all that's a Kevin Love, like double Kevin Love on the Minnesota Timberwolves. Like, Kevin Love's gonna go in the Hall of Fame just because he won a championship, but like Kevin Love was like an all NBA borderline MVP candidate on the Timberwolves.
I don't think it's too crazy to say like Keegan maybe that's a little too much, but I mean, he clearly plays offense. So I just think the Kings can do a little better than Keegan Murray at 4.
I think Keegan Murray is either going to be a similar player to Tobias Harris or the Morris twins. His floor is he's a more like one of the Morris twins, small ball 5, power forward, and stretches the floor, can be like a 15 points per game scorer. But Tobias, people don't realize Tobias Harris is one of the best pick and roll wings in the league. If you search up his stat, he's one of the best pick and like wings to operate the pick and rolls. It's just that the 76ers criminally misutilize him. So,
dude, Tobias can hoop, man. That man can hoop.
I mean, I feel bad because they've literally, if you remember Tobias Harris on the Clippers, he was like borderline 3rd-team All-NBA All-Star caliber player, like a 20+ points per game scorer with almost like 8 rebounds a night. Like, he wasn't like he deserved the contract he got when it initially happened.
Yeah, I think, like, dude, if Tobias is like your 4th option, oh my god, you're looking pretty freaking sexy. I'm kind of surprised that Philly is this actively shopping Matisse and Tobias.
Yeah, I was actually about to bring that up. Yeah, I just posted my video that I recorded this morning on that. So, according to Keith Pompey of the Philadelphia Inquirer, the sources have said if you haven't gotten a call yet, your phone must be shut off, because the GM of the Philadelphia 76ers has called everyone and anyone who will pick up the phone asking, do you want Matisse Thybulle, Furkan Korkmaz, Danny Green, Shake Milton, or Tobias Harris? We'll throw in the 23 pick. Do you want it? Do you want it? Do you want it? Obviously, everyone's like, no, go fuck yourself. Matisse Thybulle.
All set.
like Matisse, people don't realize Matisse Thybulle is turning into Usman Garuba, in the sense that Usman Garuba, yeah, he's phenomenal at defense, but he literally, if you can't, yes, I know Matisse Thybulle's a career like 32, 34% 3-point shooter. Oh, damn, helicopters. But I think every year he plays, he becomes more and more less confident in his shot. So he'll literally be wide open. He'll be like, I'm not going to make this, so why shoot it? And is he like a top 5, top 10 defensive player in the NBA? Yeah, but like, you can't, in the NBA, if you can't at least pass. Like Draymond Green's a horrendous shooter, but him being on the floor, and this is another thing why Draymond Green can never play for another team because he'll never he's only valuable to the Warriors, is that Draymond Green, yeah, he'll hit the occasional shot and he's willingly will take them and he'll have a game where he hits them, but he makes up for his lack of scoring in a plethora of ways where he's still a positive on the game. Matisse Thybulle is a legit negative. You have a hole. You're literally playing 4v5 on offense.
Yeah. Man, it gets me thinking, what if Chicago found a way to get Tobias and Matisse?
Who would you give up?
Like a 2027 first and Talon?
No, you don't have the salary, though. You don't have the salary, though, dude. What would you just laugh at?
A 2027 first and Talon Horton Tucker.
They're not even on the same team.
That's just like what fucking Laker fans say when any star. Talon and a 27 first.
Also, I don't understand how the Lakers pigeonholed themselves so bad that they have like 4 assets they can offer. Kendrick Nunn, Taylor Horton Tucker, Russell Westbrook, and 1 pick or 2 picks. Like that's all they have. That like we don't have anything else we can offer. Like how'd you pigeonhole yourself that fucking bad?
I'd throw Anthony Davis in that, and if they're not throwing Anthony Davis in that, I think they need to start throwing Anthony Davis in that.
I don't know, man. I saw LeBron James post an Anthony Davis mix on his Instagram page, and I kind of looked at it, and I literally, the caption was, "Y'all forgot about him" or something like that.
Yeah.
And I literally just stood there. I was like, "Holy shit! Is this actually what Anthony Davis was doing in LA?" And his record is like, healthy is like 50-18 or 40-24, like on the Lakers every game he's played. Like they're like really good when basically if Anthony Davis is healthy, the not Golden State Warriors, the Los Angeles Lakers are contending.
Well, with a healthy Anthony Davis, the Lakers win the championship. But
no, a healthy 3-point hitting Anthony Davis. He hit the 34% 1 year, and now he's been like 19 and 20% from 3.
Yeah, that man can't shoot threes anymore. So if he can get back to bubble Anthony, he hasn't shot a basketball since April 6th. Like, what are you?
Is that actually true?
He was on some show or some podcast where they were like outside at his house, and he was like, "I haven't done this since April 6th." He was shooting a basketball, and it was Anthony Davis. The last 2 seasons hasn't. I gotta go let my cat. Why'd you come down here with the? She's so goofy. Anthony Davis just can't even play like half a season at this point anymore. So Lakers, yeah, they got to – I'd run Anthony Davis again because healthy Anthony Davis is – oh, man, I said healthy Anthony Davis is better than healthy Harden 2 years ago or 1 year ago. Anthony Davis he's that guy. And before he goes to Chicago, I hope he gets one more good year in LA and stays healthy, demonstrates his worth.
Imagine how good Chicago would be if everyone who's from Chicago played for Chicago.
Yeah, right.
Also, did you know cats are the only you go do this, but cats are the only animal that domesticated themselves. They don't actually say meow in their feral state. They invented meow so that to the Egyptians would feed them. But either way.
So cute.
Yeah. So I personally think if we're going to continue with all these rumors, the Nets, they're taking calls on Joe Harris and Cam Thomas. I very much like Cam Thomas, and he was like their official 6th man, like Patty Mills and LaMarcus Aldridge are supposed to be their 6th man, but ended up Cam Thomas being a dog. I want to hear your thoughts. Did you guys like Cam Thomas? I thought he slipped in the draft because he can't play defense, but he showed he can ball out, and they're looking to package Joe Harris and Cam Thomas because rival executives believe that Cam Thomas will command a 1st-round pick in trade talks, and Joe Harris is the Brooklyn Nets' most realistic trade option, as well as Seth Curry, who's under contract for $8.5 million. But I think if they're going to trade Joe Harris, they want to keep Seth Curry because part of the problem that the Brooklyn Nets had last year was outside of Kevin Durant and whenever Irving did play, Kessler Edwards, Patty Mills, and Seth Curry were their only shooters on that team.
Yeah, what were you talking about? Joe Harris trading him, or
yeah, Joe Harris. What do you think?
Joe Harris.
like Cam Thomas are supposedly being packaged.
I say send Joe Harris to Chicago. As far as
You love everyone going to Chicago.
I mean, we need them. Just come to Chicago, get your ring, and stay here for a couple of years. But Joe Harris, man, dude, he used to be pretty cool like 2 years ago.
I mean, he had 2 ankle surgeries in 1 year. His ankle is like broken.
I just feel like he's like Duncan Robinson. Like, I don't know what he does for me. Why would I care
way
about...
better than Duncan Robinson? F Duncan Robinson.
But if I'm a team and I want to win, like as a Bulls fan, why would I want Cam Thomas?
Because he's a 6th man.
Like, what does he offer me?
Well,
second
I don't
year.
know if the Bulls are necessarily the team that they're looking to trade with. I think they're trying to trade with maybe like the Orlando Magic and get like a Terrence Ross. Also, holy shit, what a great Sam Vecini said is Shadon Sharp's floor is Terrence Ross and his ceiling is like being like half a tier or a tier lower than Anthony Edwards. And I was like, that is such a great comparison. Like Shadon Sharp's either Terrence Ross 2.0 or like, you know what I mean? Almost as good as Anthony Edwards. And I was like, that's pretty good.
But yeah, it's like super disrespectful to Shadon.
I know, but it's like we don't know what he is, you know?
Yeah. I mean,
okay, Terrence Ross became such a good basketball player. If you guys remember Terrence Ross 10 years ago, he was the guy who used to be in the dunk contest like year in and year out. And then he became like a really good 3-and-D guy. And he's like, I mean, he used to be upper echelon athletically, but now it's like a little lower. But now, what do you think Rudy Gobert is going to get traded? I mean, the Atlanta Hawks are another team we can talk about because it seems like they're having a fire sale.
Thank God. About damn time.
You think they're trading everyone that isn't named Clint Capella and Neko? I mean, Clint Capella keeps being brought up, but he's supposedly like Trae Young's favorite. But Clint Capella, DeAndre Hunter, Onyeka Okongwu, and Trae Young, what's up, Shea Texan, are all on the trade block allegedly.
I would trade every person on that team not named Trae Young.
Really?
So, yeah. I'm telling you, dude, that team is. I don't know. I just don't know what the Hawks do for me. I don't think the Hawks do anything for me. How did that team make the Eastern Conference Finals? I will never understand. I just will never understand it. Clint Capella maybe is a guy I would keep, but I would still look for a guy almost like. I'm a fan of like having a guy like Capella and then also having a guy like Trez where you have like a little bit of both as opposed to a guy who can do a little bit of both.
So,
Hawks, yeah, trade them all.
So I keep getting berated over what is the value of Rudy Gobert. At the beginning of the offseason, I was like, Rudy Gobert's trade value must be similar to Kristaps Porzingis. Okay. And then everyone's like, no, not at all. Like, he has trade value. I'm like, what is that trade value? Like, what would you give up for Rudy Gobert?
Dude, I don't think his value's high at all. I'd give him 17, Kobe White because I'm a generous guy, and DJJ and Vooch. Maybe I don't even have to throw in. I probably don't even have to throw in one of those two. DJ
Vooch for the contract.
Yeah, so yeah, you need Vooch in there, and I also would like to. I mean, I like Vooch a lot, but I think he's.
So do I. I love Vooch.
I think he's too liable for us.
Well, if you trade for Gobert, it would be weird to have Vooch and Gobert on the floor together. Like, even though Vooch shoots, it would be cool, but Vooch, like, he would just be like mismatched target hunted if he was the power forward. Like, everyone would just be like, switch Vooch, switch Vooch, switch Vooch, you know, if you were the opposing team.
I saw someone in my Discord send like Kobe 17, Patrick Williams, DJ. There were so many.
The Jazz want Patrick Williams if they were to do a deal with the Bulls.
I'm all set. Like, they can have Kobe White. They can have Kobe White because I'm a nice guy. But if I wasn't a nice guy, I'd give him Vucevic, DJJ, and the first round draft pick that we have.
And that's what I'm saying. Like right now with Rudy Gobert competing with DeAndre Ayton as the other top center available, I personally would rather get DeAndre Ayton, like give up the assets for DeAndre Ayton because A, his contract's going to be only 32 million compared to 38. B, he's what, like 3-4 years, 5 years younger, and C, he still hasn't peaked. Rudy Gobert's peaked. Rudy Gobert isn't getting any better.
I fully agree. Yeah.
So DeAndre Ayton, one could argue he can still get better. He can still develop a 3-point shot. He can still, like we don't know what Aiden's ceiling really is yet. Like he just finished his 4th season.
I've been seeing some. I just hope the Bulls don't. I hope we just don't give up Williams, Kobe, our first. I hope we don't just break everything up just to get a guy like Gobert or a guy like Ayton. If it's not worth it, I mean, I'm even interested in guys like PJ Tucker. I don't know if PJ will come to Chicago, but like I would love to have.
Or offering him a 3-year, $30 million deal.
Yeah, like what the fuck are you doing, Miami? 3 years, the man's 37 years old. Goddamn, I would not do that for a second.
I'd offer him a year deal for like $10 million.
Yeah, and that's being like
generous.
Extremely generous.
Yeah, that's already being generous. And it's nothing against PJ Tucker. It's more of an age thing. And this is another thing that I'm getting. Like I think the Warriors did it right. Did they have some old guys? Yes, Iguodala and Otto Porter were both 30 plus, and obviously Klay Thompson, Draymond Green, and Steph Curry are all 30 plus. But they brought in 2 30-year-olds who weren't like Iguodala barely played. He was over the hill, and they realized that. But Otto Porter was like what 31, 32, and I think teams you got to stop getting old guys. Like if you're a young team that is trying to make the jump like the Grizzlies would benefit from bringing in PJ Tucker, similar to how bringing in Iguodala back to the Warriors helped those young guys. And I think older teams that are trying to continue their playoff push, like the Sixers, the Heat, the Bucks, there's other teams I could mention, but those types of teams don't get older. Bring in guys who are in their primes that are like, haven't been given their fair share. Like stop trying to bring in, PJ Tucker's. I feel like Jay Crowder and PJ Tucker have been on a championship contending team. Like they switch the team every year. Like Jay Crowder was on the Heat at one point. Jay Crowder was on the Cavs and like the Celtics and even before that, wasn't he on the Jazz like 6-7 years ago? I don't even remember. But And then PJ Tucker was on the Bucks, the Heat. These guys are all getting recycled by the same teams. Like look at how the Lakers freaking failed. What they had like a 34-year-old average age on the roster, and they were horrendous. Go get guys who are hungry, who want their opportunities, who are dying. Oh, Mr. 81, shout out. Yeah, I forgot. It was the Jay Crowder trade that wasn't it Rajon Rondo was traded for Jay Crowder? Like,
dude, Rondo on the freaking Mavs.
You don't remember that? And
no, that's what I'm saying. That's weird.
Yeah, it was awful. It was it was bad.
I forgot that memory existed.
Yeah, it was like 20. It was the year after the Brooklyn Nets traded like everything for KG and Jason Terry and Paul Pierce. I think it was like the year after. Because that was when the Celtics were like, okay, we're gonna rebuild. But man, that's another thing. Rajon Rondo, he fell hard. Like the last 2 years, guy's been bad. And I mean, look, we're looking at a lot is going to happen. I expect a lot to happen. I don't know what teams, like I know the Warriors are expected to trade their first round pick. The Portland Trailblazers I don't think they're taking a pick. Right now, I truly believe they're just going to straight up trade the 7th pick. And guess what? They have a trade exception of $21 million, and Jeremy Grant's contract fits in that $21 million trade exception by $9,000. If they use that trade exception on Jeremy Grant, they have $9,000 left over on that trade exception. Is that like too perfect? So imagine trade exception attached with the 7th pick. If I'm the Pistons, fuck yeah, I get the 5th and the 7th pick.
Yeah. Dude, blow it up, man. Just blow it up. Oh my God. Please blow that roster up. I like what Portland. So Portland actually has a good amount of cap, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Portland, yes, they have they have a bunch of trade exceptions and they have a bunch of cap room. To be exact, if you want to hear the exact number, so you also have to understand Josh Hart's contract is fully unguaranteed. They're not going to cut him, but if they wanted to, they could cut him and save $12.9 million. Eric Bledsoe's contract's only $3.9 million guaranteed, so it's 19.3. So if they waived him, they'd save about $15 million. And then, yeah, they're at 94. So right now, they technically have $27 million in expendable contracts. So you could argue that they're at $67 million so they basically have between $30 and $60 million in cap space.
Jeez, man, I like what Portland. I like some of the cats they got, like Winslow. I mean, obviously Simons. I like Nurkic. I don't really know.
He fell off this past season.
Yeah, I don't really know what, even if Nurkic was Nurkic from a couple of years ago, like a healthy Nurkic, I don't know what Dame, Jeremy, and Nurkic do for me. I have a hard time imagining Portland can just figure, like, now I think their goal is to make the playoffs, but if their goal is to retain Damian Lillard, they need to have a championship caliber roster. I mean, 32 times, like, the clock is ticking, dude.
So, Damian Lillard, Anthony Simons, Jeremy Grant, Joseph Nurkic, and I guess Josh Hart at small forward.
Yeah, he's super solid.
Yeah, so I think this is obviously a playoff team. Nurkic, Jeremy Grant, Hart, Simons, Lillard as the starting lineup. I'd rather have Simons as my sixth man, to be honest, than my shooting guard because he's like 6'2". But if that's what you have to deal with, sure. Or you could put Josh Hart at shooting guard, Jeremy Grant at small forward, find yourself a power forward, or try to see if Watford or Gabe Brown or somebody else in free agency can play power forward, center Nurkic, and then you have a rotation of centers like Gorgie Dang and maybe like JaVale McGee off the bench. Get another power forward. Josh Hart starts, Jeremy Grant starts, Simon backs up Damian Lillard as six man. All you need to now figure out, you have Keon Johnson and Greg Brown, Trendon Watford. Also, bring back Drew Eubanks. He was a dog.
Oh, yeah. So maybe Eubanks. Like, I definitely am for that. I'm definitely for Jeremy at the 3
seed, though. That's the 7th seed, the 6th seed at best, right?
Yeah, you're not contending for a championship. So
you're making the playoffs. I think you're a solid team. You're very well balanced. You got some good defense. You got some versatility on the roster. But
is there a way to get Gobert or Ayton onto Portland?
So they were in the DeAndre Ayton sweepstakes, but it was reported last week that they have shifted their focus from DeAndre Ayton to Jeremy Grant and other potential trade targets, as they believe that they weren't going to be able to get DeAndre Ayton. So they consider themselves out of the sweepstakes. Right now, the sweepstakes is between, it seems like, the Atlanta Hawks, because James Jones, the general manager of the Phoenix Suns, very much likes John Collins. And second team is the Spurs, the Pistons, and there's supposedly a dark horse team that is unnamed. I'm honestly thinking like the Mavs, but like at the same time, I'm like,
I like that. Mavs, I like that a lot.
But then I think about the Mavs probably don't want to do that. I feel like the Mavs are just gonna. I watch the Mavs go like, we're not going to sign a center this year, and we're only going to put shooters on the team.
Dwight Powell's not too shabby, isn't he? A free agent though.
Who?
I feel like Dwight Powell's about to be a free agent.
Is he?
Not.
Dwight Powell is bomb.
Whoa.
He used to be good. Maybe this is my roommate's a Mavericks fan, and he's from Texas, or he doesn't live here. I'm by myself. My roommates all moved out, so not that they left me. They all graduated, and I'm like in between roommates. So like for the next 6 weeks, I'm by myself.
I got you.
Dwight Powell is on one more year. He's an expiring contract for 11. Like Dwight Powell's not worth $11 million a year. Dwight Powell's worth like $5.
I'll pay Dwight Powell $11 million.
Okay, take that 11. Take that 11.
Hey, Kayla Turner was good.
Is that a guy or a girl?
No, it's my roommate's girlfriend. My freshman year roommate's girlfriend.
The one that broke your headset?
This is the one that technically, I guess, broke my PlayStation 4 microphone.
Yeah, they're about to find out that they broke your PlayStation 4 microphone.
Yeah. There you go. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, you never told them that.
Look, now I'm under pressure here. Yeah. It's all coming full circle.
Yeah, give me a hand sharing.
Appreciate you.
Though, I think she just said, "Oh my God, what?"
How did that come up? What were you?
Oh, one of my headphones. I ran over it with my my office chair, and now the left side doesn't fucking work. So
yeah, it's like the exact same type situation.
Also, R.I.P. Caleb Swan again. Biggie.
Damn, yeah, for real.
How did he die of natural causes at 25?
Apparently, he caught COVID, and because he got up to like 400 pounds, I guess is the talk that he just wasn't able to fight it off. I mean, I don't know if you remember Damian Lillard posting that comment. It's all over Twitter right now from like a picture of Caleb Swanigan got posted like a year ago, and he was ginormous. I know he's dealt with that in his life, but people were shitting on him, and Ricky Rubio, I like that. People were shitting on him. Do you get that ever?
I get Lil Dicky and Ricky Rubio.
Lil Dicky.
We'll be at the bar or on my YouTube channel. Literally in YouTube, I'll get like, did Lil Dicky stop making music and make NBA videos now? Like Lil Dick, and then the funny part is Lil Dicky's like my biggest role model. I love him. He's my favorite rapper. So it's like really funny. So I get, or even at the bar, I'll have like black guys come up to me and they'll be like, I don't mean to offend you, but you look like Lil Dicky. I'm like, you don't know how often I get this. And then, or Ricky Rubio's the other one.
So you saw Dave, I guess.
I love Dave.
Dave's great. Yeah.
I've been waiting for Dave for like 6 years. Like I read the draft of the screenplay before this show. It's like I already knew what the first episode was about because I'd read it.
Oh my God, you're like one of my buddies.
I started listening to him in 2014, a year after he had dropped his mixtape. It was like the first year of smoking weed, and one of my friends was like, "Yo, you'll love this guy. His music videos are funny," and he put it on Too High.
I don't listen to Lil Dicky. I'm sorry.
Okay. We're done. We'll move on. We'll move on. Nobody cares about Lil Dicky. Also, people keep posting. They're like, Jack Harlow's having the career Lil Dicky wants. First off, Lil Dicky has like twice the money as Jack Harlow. Jack Harlow's worth only like $2 or $3 million. Lil Dicky's worth over like 10 million.
I feel like Lil Dicky hasn't even hit his stride yet. I don't think he's anywhere close to it.
If you listen to his music, Lil Dicky always says he's like, he basically says, "You're gonna miss me when I'm gone because I'm gonna go get that Emmy." Because he always rapped about that he was gonna write a TV show or a movie, and that he was only rapping to make a TV show or a movie because he's really a writer. And like a lot of his of his mixtape songs, he's like, "Y'all be sorry when I'm gone. I'm gonna go get myself an Emmy or a Grammy."
Dude, that's crazy. When was his last song?
His last album came out in 2015. He's dropped a few songs over time, but like he doesn't really he's had an album he canceled 2 years ago. I had VIP tickets to his show in Kansas City. Then he canceled it because he was going to go film season 1 and he didn't feel like the album was ready. And it's been 6-7 years since his last album.
Now the show all comes full circle. I like that. I think it's cool.
Well, his album's been out for so long it's gone platinum.
Wow, really nice.
Yeah, it's kind of like genius. Either way, we're done talking about Lil Dicky. Also, Mr. 81, it's when the beard's longer. The beard's short right now. With the short beard, it's not as it's more of a Ricky Rubio look right now. But my voice cracked. Now, let's go into who's your favorite player in this year's NBA draft?
Jabari Smith Jr.
I do very much love Jabari Smith Jr. But let's go outside of the first 5 picks. Those are guys we talked about. Let's see who's somebody that could go anywhere in this draft. Like for me, I'm a big combination of Jalen Williams out of Santa Clara and Jeremy Sohan, because Jeremy Sohan plays for the Polish national team. He grew up in England. He has a British accent, and he was born in the panhandle of Oklahoma in Lubby, which is like a town with 500 people.
On one end of the panhandle, can you see the other end of the panhandle going north, south?
I have no idea.
Oklahoma's a fascinating state to me.
Oklahoma is like so cheap for gas.
Is it really?
It's almost like $3 there. It's like almost like $4. Like it's almost under $4 there right now.
You said you need a roommate?
Yeah. I mean, I right now pay only like $4.40 for gas, $4.30 in Kansas.
Wow, nice. Yeah, it's super solid.
Yeah, my
It's
mom, she just drove from Maryland to Missouri, and she said in Illinois it was like $5.60.
Yeah, it's like $6, but I mean,
Yeah.
it's ridiculous. But favorite player, I think I'm going Dyson Daniels.
I love that kid. What do you like about him?
He's cute. I think his potential is really through the roof. I really like this new era of, because he hit that growth spurt. I think it's I just think positionless basketball players, guys who can do a little bit of everything, especially on the defensive end, I think that they'll always have, maybe not always, but I think right now there's like, you'll have a role in the NBA. If you're a solid defender, you're at least going to be given an opportunity to get more minutes. So I think Dyson Daniels, I like guys just who have playing experience as well outside of college. I mean, nothing against college because there's still Division I athletes, but I think when you get kind of a little bit more of the taste of the real world basketball, I think they play a lot hard. However, though, Division I basketball defense is good. It is good.
Depends who you're playing.
Loyola Chicago.
Okay, yeah. There are obviously there are mid-majors in college basketball that have good schemes. The problem with me, I personally hate college basketball because I think the players don't matter. It's the coaches. The coaches are tyrants, and the coaches are God. And basically, the head coach of a college basketball team decides who's going to be the star player. He decides who gets the touches. He decides who the offense is going to run. That team is his team. It's not nobody else's team, And I don't like that. I'm a very big fan of player empowerment. Granted, I do admit the defense is arguably more physical in college basketball. Like, there are some things that I want so the beginning of the NBA season, they were finally calling the NBA how they should call it. You remember all like James Harden and all those stars were like complaining that they weren't going to the free throw lines a lot. And then everything changed at the All-Star break and it reverted back to normal. But I'm a big proponent of physicality. I want people to be like, I'm not saying like Jordan rules to go out and deck somebody, but like I wouldn't be opposed to bringing back hand checks.
Let's do it.
Like
we need it.
You're aware of the hand check, right?
Like in the Jordan era?
Yeah. Like correct me if I'm wrong, someone in the comment section or you. A hand check is basically your hand is considered an extension of the ball. So I can like slap your hand. Which makes people will argue makes dribbling harder, but like just be better.
I think, dude, I'm all for this. I'm just genuinely, it's like kind of ties in with my rivalry thing. Like I don't know, the NBA's, I don't think it's like headed in the wrong direction, but I mean, it's just not like, I don't want to say I don't have fun watching basketball anymore, but like it's not the same as like even just when I was growing up, when we were growing up. Like it just isn't the same. I'm for shooting threes, but like I like Raptors basketball. Like I like good team. I like just rosters where you need your team. Like yeah, like
the Spurs. It's so much fun to watch them. The Spurs are so much fun to watch. Just see how like teams like how you said like they're throwing the rock around. Like just good basketball. Like so there was multiple games in the playoffs where it just felt like give the ball to your star player, all four guys watch him go ISO, and he's either going to drive and kick or he's going to get fouled and shoot at the free throw.
Mhm.
I mean, I don't think Steph Curry necessarily ruined basketball. I don't think it's Steph Curry. I think it's the league as a whole adjusting to what the stars want. I think it's the free throws. There's too many free throws.
There's
And
way too many free throws.
and
The,
players like once I want to just finish this thought. Players like Harden and Trae Young, if you took away their free throws, they'd be 15 points per game scorers. Go.
yeah, exactly. It's exactly. I mean, it's just like what we were talking about. Where like Jordan era, Jordan rules. Where you just talked about, like Jordan goes into the paint, hit the fuck out of him, and make sure he hits the ground. Like, there's no reason Jordan, when he goes to the paint against us, should not be on the ground by the time the possession is over. Like, I also don't think Steph Curry ruined basketball. Steph Curry changed basketball, and it's going to continue to change, and it's going to, like, this is just how this works. So I don't like all the free throws either.
Yeah, I think the free throw is the biggest thing. Shout out Hoop Vision. Is it Hoop Vision 41 or Hoop Vision 69? Have you seen him before?
No.
I don't know. It's something Hoop Vision something. He has like almost 100,000 subscribers. He did a 30-minute video I watched the other day while I was eating lunch. And it was a video he started in the 1950s, and he watched a finals game from the 50s, the 60s, the 70s, the 80s, the 90s, the 2000s, and the 2010s. One final game, like NBA finals from each thing, and he compared the different eras of basketball and like how they were officiated, how they were the offensive schemes they're running, like weaves and like horn sets or pistols. And I think it was a really good way to show like how basketball has changed over times, and I think it's really with the rules. And I personally think because the NBA is such an empowerment league, they need to do something about the free throws. But the problem is every time they try to do something about the free throws, you see guys like James Harden, who arguably had one of the worst starts of his careers this past year, complain to the media 24/7. I'm not getting any calls. And then they're just like, because these guys have spent the last 10 years of their career as soon as they get out of college. Oh, I just need to get to the free throw line. I just need to get to the free throw line. Like they literally made a rule after last season and I made a video on this about Trae Young's foul baiting, because Trae Young didn't do it this year. But you remember Trae Young used to jump backwards. He would like dribble, stop, and then jump backwards.
Like Chris Paul.
Yeah, like Chris Paul. Yeah, and jump backwards while he was shooting because he passed the guy, so he'd run into the guy behind him and they draw the foul, and it'd be foul baiting. And honestly, I get the understanding of like taking advantage of the rules, but change the rules so they can't be taken advantage of.
Yeah. I mean, with Harden, he goes from 6 free throws attempted in his final year at OKC to 10 free throws attempted. And if you're like Harden, you're making almost 90%. I mean, that's like 3.5 points per game for the season there.
I don't know why I wore this hat, but I just threw it on.
Kansas basketball.
Yeah, no. Okay, but now we're going into who do you think is getting moved? Or, yeah, who do you think's getting moved? Like Mike Brown. Oh, wait. First off, what do you think of Mike D'Antoni becoming the head coach of the Charlotte Hornets?
I like it a lot.
You do?
Well, not for the Hornets perspective, but as a basketball watcher and a D'Antoni enthusiast,
will be a MVP in the next 4 years. But
that's what I want to see.
But defense was just ruined.
MJ will fire him next year anyways. It doesn't matter. Whoever they fired next year.
Isn't that crazy to think about, that you're going to go over there? I mean, Frank Vogel was the third option and won a championship being the third option, but because they struck out on Ty Lue and Monty Williams. And then they were like, oh, Frank Vogel, you want the job? But that's kind of how, like, Kenny Atkinson pulled the Billy Donovan. He didn't pull a Billy Donovan. It wasn't as bad. You remember Billy Donovan when he went at the Orlando Magic press conference? He like accepted it, and then like a few hours later, he like broke on TV. He's like, "Yeah, I'm not leaving Florida Gators."
Oh, no way, really?
Yeah, like 15 years ago, he took the job to be the Magic head coach, and then like 12 hours later, or like 24 hours later, the University of Florida released a statement saying Billy Donovan has re-signed and extended his contract and will not become the head coach of the Orlando Magic.
Damn, good for Billy. Go Gators. Sorry.
Yeah. And didn't Rick Pitino and John Capilari both do the same thing?
Well, I did not know that.
Rick Pitino left like the Celtics or the Knicks, and I think Capilari did similarly. I mean, coaches are assholes.
Yeah.
College coaches. I mean, that's why more and more. Bro, what 81? Now we're getting beef in the comments section. Either way, you know what's another thing about this NBA draft? Very weak on the international prospects. Besides, like, I'm not considering Dyson Daniels international, even though he's from Australia. The first, like, Usman Dang and Nikola Jovic are the two first true international players. And after that, the next international best players, like they're saying Ismail Kamagate or Gabriel Procida, who are both like stash in drafts. Like I feel like
Kai Soto,
yeah. You know, Kai Soto's barely mentioned to being drafted at all. Like on like legit.
Yeah, was Kai Soto even in that list?
Mine?
Yeah, I couldn't find him.
Yeah,
I was
I
scrolling through the end quickly.
Kai Soto, I had him drafted 57th overall by the Portland Trailblazers.
Oh, okay. So you have him drafted, but I'm talking the athletic guy.
Oh no, he didn't even.
He's not even in.
He's not even in it. Well, because like the legit top. I'm sorry to say this to any Kai Soto fans. The top NBA scouting analysts basically kind of all like don't think Kai Soto is draftable.
Wow, dude. I mean, I'm drafting someone. Oh, dude. This man got me 186,000 views. That's like the most I've ever had by more than double. I mean, I want Kai Soto on my basketball team.
Kai Soto is either going to be like really good or he's just Boban Marjanovic 2.0.
And Boban is in the NBA and is having a successful NBA career with his specific niche.
Marjon Beauchamp is low-key good as fuck. I actually like Marjon Beauchamp, and I think he could be like a, like
Rocket fans want him at 27.
Yeah, I actually do want him to go to the Rockets because he'll replace Jae'Sean Tate for you guys.
Perfect. That is perfect.
But yeah, like holy shit. Also, Boban Marjanovic in his last season in Europe averaged in 27 minutes a night, 16 points, 11 rebounds.
I'm telling you. Just give him an opportunity. In Houston, he'll be our starting center, getting 30 a night. This is a guy who's his most minutes played in a season was 14, and he's been in the league for what is this?
8 years?
Yeah, so success. He gets my success button.
No, man. Let me refresh the rumors if anything else has happened this morning.
Oh, I have just. It's not even a take. It's just I know this is happening. Kyrie Irving to the Lakers confirmed, 100%.
Well, it was also reported this morning that what do you call it? Also, wait, some news.
The Knicks.
No, I mean that Tom Thibodeau has mutual interest, but it supposedly Kyrie Irving and the Nets are working to find a happy medium. Supposedly this is a massive game of poker being played by Kyrie, and that Kyrie is attempting to bluff the Nets GM into submission due to the fact that the Nets are saying, we'll give you a short-term deal. Kyrie, being a little bit older now, is like, nah, I want the long-term deal. So it seems like they're going to come in the middle and they're going to probably put they're going to put like a bunch of contract-laden incentives, such as unlikely bonuses, which offers protections for the Nets if he does miss games. But what I wanted to say was actually there's another news. I don't know if you remember, D'Angelo Russell has been on the trade block. And John Krasinski of the Athletic has basically announced there is no news on D'Angelo Russell. The draft is a day away, and at this point, the Timberwolves have not come close on any trade talks involving D'Angelo Russell or any other player on the team. And right now, any discussions for any of their players is considered theoretical, but they could evolve to practical the sooner we get to the draft.
Dude, I don't. Why do they want to trade D'Lo?
He's fucking awful in the playoffs. He shot 30% from the field.
Well, you know, it'll be okay. He'll be okay. Where did I have this? Oh, here we go. D'Angelo Russell is making $31.3 million this next season. I would say that is the reason D'Angelo Russell, they want to get him traded. But as far as dude, what? This guy's an 18-7 guy, and you're trying to get rid of him? Just had his first healthy season since 2018, 2019. I'm not trading D'Angelo Russell. I'm trading for D'Angelo Russell. His playoff stats this past season and only his second series.
So you're telling me
12.
D'Angelo Russell makes the same exact amount of money as Jamal Murray, Brandon Ingram, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, Jason Tatum, Bam Adebayo, De'Aaron Fox, Donovan Mitchell, Gordon Hayward, Michael Porter, Jaren Jackson Jr., Kevin Love, Jaylen Brown, Chris Paul, Kyle Lowry, all make less than Drew Holiday, Andrew Wiggins, Joel Embiid, and CJ McCollum and Nikola Jokic all make similar money as Russell. And what do you think?
The first list was more or less?
The second list was more. The first list was less.
I mean, a lot of those players are about to get much bigger contracts. And then there's guys who are about to lose, or maybe I wouldn't pay Chris. I'd rather have D'Angelo Russell than Chris Paul. Sorry, Chris. I view D'Angelo Russell as, dude, what is he? 26 years old? Isn't he 26 years old? Yeah, bro, he's 26. This man, people are quitting on D'Lo. I bet you if this man had a $20 million contract, people would be begging to have him on his roster. That Golden State thing was just a nightmare, and then he's been so under the radar the last couple of seasons, just in general, whether it was in Minnesota or Golden State. Still shot 39% from downtown in the playoffs, but yeah, 34% turnovers, a couple turnovers. I mean, defensively, he's not a complete liability. I don't trade him at all, actually.
I'm over the D'Lo. I personally, as a Timberwolves fan, I freaking hate D'Lo due to the fact that D'Lo, we traded so much for D'Angelo Russell. We traded so much. They literally have Jonathan Kuminga and Moses Moody because of us.
You had me loaded.
And all we got was D'Angelo Russell, Jacob Evans III, and Omari Spellman back. And how do you know exactly the trade? Because I just wrote a 2,000-word article for my school paper regarding the transformation of. Also, they need to upload that shit because I wrote it 10 days ago and they still haven't put it on the website. Fucking editor, I know you're not watching this. Amar, post my fucking shit on the Daily Kansas.
Facts.
Also, if you want to check me out, I'm writing also for another website, KJHK. That will be daily. I haven't posted it yet, but so hopefully the first one will be posted today. It's called Off the Dribble. It'll be a daily wire update on the NBA, daily off the dribble.
Sick. How do you get that gig?
I just emailed KJHK is like a radio station around here. So, and they were one of the people I was trying to get, and they said they couldn't give me any time. So I was like, well, you guys have a website with a sports section. Can I just post as much as I want on there? And they're like, yeah. So they made me a WordPress account, and I just been doing it for free. And then the school paper, I'm just trying. You can write anywhere if you offer yourself for free.
Yeah. You want to write golf articles? Just kidding. How often? How many hours are you putting in? Key Kings, yo, this guy just watched my Kings video yesterday. Damn, you missed the Kings talk. It was a little early on in the podcast, but welcome to the NBA show. That's actually so sick. Thanks for tuning in less than a day after subscribing to my channel.
Shout out. What were you gonna say? How long? What does what?
Yeah, I was saying right now, how many hours is he putting in a day?
Is that writing?
It's still in general. I'm thinking it's still at least 10.
I don't know. I can pump out 13 videos in a 3-hour span.
Yeah, but you're making videos. You're reading articles. You're scouting these cats. You're making.
I guess 10 to 15 hours. I guess that's what I do all day. Hours. Yeah, and 10 to 15 hours, and then I don't know, I have other shit I do. I take breaks to read books and to watch TV, to eat. I go to the gym for at least like 1 to 2 hours almost every day. I didn't go yesterday. I need to go today. I don't know, like I stay busy, bro. I mean, also
Oh yeah.
I have a girlfriend, so like she's constantly like she just fucking she's texted me like 6 times through this show.
Classic.
Like I forgot. She wanted to know if you do coffee, go home, but tea, do Starbucks. Like this. Like, and I don't know. I call her and like she's she actually doesn't like me making YouTube videos around her because like, dude, there's been a few times where like I've sat in my room like with her in the living room for like an hour straight making videos, and like she'll just come in. She's like, I'm gonna leave. I'm like, like okay. I'm fucked. Like I was like, okay. So like now, like when my girlfriend isn't around, she's in Colorado doing an internship with a law firm. And so she's not around, but when she's around, my hours do go down because she doesn't like the fact that I'm actually that's a lie. Even if I'm around her, I'm reading about the NBA. I'm just not making as many videos. Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah, my girlfriend, like she's all for the YouTube, but she gets really pissed that I get like obsessive over it.
Yeah.
But then, like, sometimes I joke, I'm like, babe, what if this is my full-time job? Like, what if this is how I'm putting food on the table? You gonna stop me from putting food on the table? Huh?
Yeah.
But
She
I
won't.
also, huh?
She won't be complaining when you're in a gated community 5-bedroom house in
Her dad
Sarasota
lives
in 1 year.
Her dad lives in a gated community, so I guess anything else would be a downgrade at this point.
Yeah, right. So hit that like button, everyone. Let's try and get 250 subs now.
Yeah, but no, I mean, obviously, I did talk to her the other day. Like, the plan is once I can afford it, to move out of recording in my apartment to like a studio, to build a studio. That's obviously the goal.
Yeah.
Because that way, like everyone I've heard who has a studio, it's so much more productive than just getting up from my fucking bed, which is like right fucking there.
I know.
And,
yeah, my bed's right fucking there.
like I'm in the corner. Like this is my window right here. My bed's over there. Like I'm in the corner of my room. And everyone else, like I would have a gym in there. Also, this is the end of the NBA show. Whenever we start talking about not the NBA, and what up, Tom Perry?
What's
Thomas
up,
Perry? TP. T's and P's out to our boy Thomas Perry. Yo, you're always, first off, you got to be in a different time zone than us. If you're home for lunch right now, you're either East Coast boy, which first off, 11:30 for lunch. That's a good time.
Thomas from outside Toronto in Halifax.
Oh, okay. So they are East. Eastern time. 11:30 is a great lunch time. 12. I'm an early lunch guy.
Oh, I'm a late lunch guy.
Well, I fast. I don't eat breakfast. I fast until lunch.
I do the same thing, but the fucking 11:30 is like basically lunch, or it's basically breakfast. I mean, like I'm not gonna eat till like 2 or 3, like lunchtime.
12. Wait, it's 12:33 there.
Oh wow.
Wait, that's like 2 hours ahead. East Coast is an hour.
Oh, kind of. Halifax is. I think it's on the tip. He might be over. He might be parallel to the freaking ocean. He might be. I'm not too great with Canada's geography.
Halifax, I thought, was like near like Nova Scotia.
It is, but Nova Scotia is on the right. Isn't Nova Scotia on like the rightmost edge?
Yeah, it's like right above Maine.
Can you pull it up on a map if you got it?
I am right now. Oh, yes. Your boy got it right. Halifax is in Nova Scotia. Look at me. Give me a geography fucking award. Because first off, I was right. Okay, so it's like, damn, boy, you by the water. You're up there. Do you go whaling? New Brunswick. Oh, also, there's a New Brunswick in New Brunswick's also in Jersey. First time I ever got Whataburger was in New Brunswick.
Look up Heartland NB. Well, it looks so freaking cold there.
Holy crap! This is like something you would see in a Stephen King novel turned movie, and like they'd have like some demonic fuck in the middle of that. I'm like, ah! Or like this is also where you would hear like the troll that would pop out, and the troll would be like, "Sing me a riddle to get across."
It looks like something a bridge in Fortnite.
I feel like if I was recording any old movie, this would be the bridge I'd use.
Yeah, right. Well, yeah, so he's pretty freaking.
Yeah, he's up there. God damn,
pretty
bro.
east.
Is it still cold up there, Thomas? It's got to still be cold up there.
I think it's not great in Edmonton, which is inward.
Edmonton is like literally right above Montana yet. Yeah.
I would say it's got to be warm there by now. It's like June 22nd. It's got to be at least like 10 degrees Celsius. No, I don't know that.
Dude,
like
imagine living in like Newfoundland.
Oh, is that like all the way up there?
Or like Greenland. Yeah, you know Greenland? Yeah. Oh, you're 30 minutes. Hot as hell.
Hot as hell.
Yeah, it's probably humid. Yeah. Like me being from Maryland, it gets so hot in Maryland. It's like unbearable. Granted, if I move to Florida, I mean, I've lived in Florida already, so like I'm used to it.
Hot as fuck, yeah.
Yeah, but like there's a difference when you're by the beach, which is like where we're planning. Dude, I need to call this place, and I'm really hoping it's just gonna be really funny because that's the other thing is like if I get this TV job, wherever I go, wherever I am, I'm gonna have to sign an NDA, like a non-disclosure agreement.
Yeah, I forget why. Why do you gotta do that?
Oh, because I'm on TV. I'm I'm the post, like I'm one of the faces of a network, like wherever I do TV. So like
that's right. You can't get hammered.
I can get hammered. I just can't be like obscenely fucked up in public, making a fool of myself. I can't cut my hair without their permission. Like I can only get haircuts and yeah, like basically I can only have haircuts and outfits that are approved by the station on air, and I can't dye my hair. If I ever get sponsorships, my sponsorships have to be approved by the network because they can't be like I can't be like promoting dick pills on my YouTube channel and then be going on.
Sounds like prison.
No, it's just because I'm also on a contract. Like one of the contracts I got offered was 3 years, 180,000.
Oh yeah. Ink me up.
I mean, it's in the middle of Wisconsin, but like I'm not gonna take it. But you know, it's just that's what like TV news does. Like if you're, because I'm gonna be, so I'm going to school to be an anchor or a reporter. Basically, you know the news your parents watch. Obviously, I would love to do sports, but it's really hard to break into sports. This is why we have the YouTube channel. And I write sports a lot, but yeah, I'm gonna be the type of guy that you turn on this like one of the ones that gave me the offer that my second and third year of my contract, I'd be co-anchoring the 11 o'clock news, and I'd be like, today in Sarasota, you know, like AM, the shit one. Nobody watches 11 a.m. So
makes sense. Well, yeah, it's 11 a.m. here. Let's go on Channel 5.
Yeah, I'm basically that guy.
It's you. You're catching me in Hoda.
Yeah, literally that would be my job, and then I'd work my way up the big. The only reason I'm doing it is because I have an online presence. So when people see me on the news, they're gonna be like, "Oh, that guy's foreign as fuck. I want to Google who the fuck this guy is." They type in my name because my name is foreign as fuck. They're gonna find my shit, and they're gonna be like, "Oh, yo, Thomas Perry." I have thought about this. I have thought about putting up, because I know I'm going to have so many bloopers already in journalism school when I make my projects for, which is like you're basically making news packages. I have some bloopers where I'm like flipping out, like because you have to memorize like a script before I go in there. I'm like, I'm standing outside of the Kansas Supreme Court today, you know, outside of where I don't even know. I can't even think of a story, but
I saw one of your reels on your channel. I forget
that. Yeah, I got 5 job offers from that reel.
Whoa. From the YouTube video or like sending that video out?
YouTube. That's how you get job offers.
From the YouTube video alone?
You post a YouTube video of your news reel. You say what positions in the title you want, and you put your contact information. That's why whenever I get a phone call, you'll see me grab my phone because I'll get a call from somebody in like Wisconsin or California. They'll be like, "Hey, I just saw your reel." I'm like, "What's up?" They're like, "I want to give you a job." And Like,
Whoa, you're like Shams.
and like I'll be like, yeah, because like also I'm kind of an asshole. I put on there that I was a senior, so all these companies hit me up thinking I'm already graduated. So and I'll play stupid. And I'll be like, yeah, and I won't tell them. And then at the end, they'll give me the whole offer. They'll give me like the pitch why I should join the company, and then I'll be like, by the way, I have like one more year of school left, and they're like, oh, okay, put my information in your phone, call me in December, and we'll set you up with a job. I'm like, cool. And they're all like super stoked that I took the interview and I took like 30 minutes of their time.
Is it like because you're like, is it because you're just dope, or and you know your shit, or like does the YouTube play a role into that, or like, oh, you have a successful YouTube?
There's three things. A, I'm really good at tagging, so I'm good at getting that shit in front of their faces. B, I'm every single one said I'm really creative when it comes to my camera angles, and just like that they just said I'm like I'm a very creative filmmaker and stuff like that. And like not even filmmaker, just like my packages, they like said all of them would say like some of the most creative camera angles. And it's also they are desperate for workers. Nobody wants to work in TV news, so they hire. Like it's really like nobody wants to be a journalist anymore. So basically, it's really easy to get into the news, but if you want to. But like the problem is nobody wants to be on TV. Like you'll go into journalism school with people being like, I want to be on TV, and then they like try to do it in front of 5 people, and they're like,
wow,
and then they realize,
that's crazy.
I want to be behind the camera. Yeah, not a lot of people want to be on TV. A lot of people get anxious. For me, it's like Game 5, butterflies. I love that shit. Like,
yeah,
I'm known as one of the guys who can go like 6-7 minutes straight reading a teleprompter without messing up. But like, I'll get job offers for 3 reasons. I'm creative as fuck with my camera angles because I want to make movies. So I do rec shots. I do like I have one where like I did a video where I jumped, and I jumped 3 separate times, and I edited them together to look like one jump, and I landed on the floor. And it's just like really good editing techniques I have. Besides that, I'm okay. If this ever gets I could be canceled for this, but I am the perfect diversity guided hire. I am a Jew. I'm a Latino. My parents are from Argentina. I speak 3 languages. I have a foreign name that when you look at it, you don't think, oh, he's Italian. Oh, he's Latino. You're like, this guy's foreign. So in terms for affirmative action, I am a very good diversity guided hire because not only am I first generation, I'm the first person ever born in America. I'm a Jew. I'm Italian, Latino, and I'm brown. And so like I'm kind of just like I'm a very good for PC culture today. I'm a very good because like that's why my rap name's a little foreign, because like you're like he's almost white, but he's just a little foreign, you know, like is like all my friends my whole life. Like I've had a lot of mixed friends and stuff like that. And like I've always related with my friends like who were mixed because like I was an in-betweener. I wasn't fully accepted by white people. I wasn't fully accepted by Latinos. Wasn't accepted by brown people. I was like kind of in between groups. So like, cause like people go like, they're like, you're like, and like I grew up, like my parents had money. So like I grew up in nice areas, which like, I guess I grew up with white privilege because my parents had money and I grew up in upper middle class. But I mean, I had my hardships. My parents lost all their money, but I grew up very fine. So I guess that's why the other thing is like I come off as like a good hire because like a lot of these stations are conservative stations that have hit me up, and I'm like, oh, these guys definitely just want me because I'll be their like champion foreign fuck, you know? Yeah. Like you look at my name, you're like Cyro Asseo. Oh, you're not American. That's good. But you know, like, but I'm born in America. So as fucked up as that sounds, that's kind of the reason. Like part of the reason why I think I've like also I've been getting a shit ton of scholarships, and I'm like I don't deserve any of these. And I think it's also because half of the scholarships are for like minorities and stuff. And like I consider myself a minority as I speak 3 languages and stuff. But like, yeah, I think the reason why I get job offers is because I'm a minority.
Gotcha.
Like, why do you think Shams Charania is so big? Like, I don't even mean to be racist. It's just it's like Shams Charania is great and everything. And he grew up, but Shams Charania, I don't know if you know Shams Charania's story. Shams Charania went to Loyola Chicago. He was working on Real GM. And then guess who hired him? Travis Schlenk. This guy, this is the name of the general manager of the Atlanta Hawks. He comments on my videos. Obviously, it's not him. I wish it was. But but Shams Charania, you know Adrian Wojnarowski, what Shams was his apprentice.
Yeah, I feel like I remember reading.
And Shams was hired during, I don't know if you remember, like 8 years ago, when ESPN was embroiled in scandals for being too white.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, and Yahoo Sports and all that. So, like, that's when, and like, I'm all for getting as many minorities into broadcasting because they deserve it. I mean, the sports are mainly, not white. And so that's why if you look now, there's an influx of, minorities in the broadcasting. And it's because like 5-7 years ago, just everyone realized if you turn on any type of news, sports, local news, national news, it was just a bunch of white people talking to you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Like, first off, Thomas Perry, like, I work very hard. Don't get me wrong. Like, I have a 3.6 and like I have a good GPA. I work very hard. I just sometimes I don't think I deserve the things I get. And I just try to, like, you get what I'm thinking? Like, I hate thinking that like what I do is deserving of enough. You get what I'm saying, Jackson? Like, I hate to think that like I don't think I do enough work to deserve the things I've gotten in life.
Yeah, right. I feel, I don't know if you probably can agree at least somewhat to this, but like anytime I'm like even just, that's why I don't really do anything for enjoyment till like past midnight. Like, I don't know if you ever feel like you should be doing something, but I always feel like I should be doing something. Whether it's dude, making videos or reading or listening or just even at the gym or whatever it is.
I get anxious at the gym that I'm missing out.
I know, it just consumes every thought, and that's how just built different, and it's pretty exciting actually.
Yeah, I mean that another thing Thomas Perry to bring up is have a good one. Thanks, dog. I quote Teddy Roosevelt and like Howard Hughes in my interviews. I get like my last interview I had with this guy goes, "You're the only 22-year-old I've met who quotes Teddy Roosevelt and Howard Hughes." I was like,
those are real G's right there, real mentors.
That's something I do. Like, I'm a really good interviewer. That's the other thing. I like the person you're talking to right now is the same person when I interview. I don't change. Another thing is authenticity. I talk the same way. Like, I drop so many F-bombs in class, or sometimes sometimes I'm really outspoken. Like, we're so like one time we were talking about, so we're talking about Dave Chappelle's transphobic comedy in class. And dude, I literally probably made so many people uncomfortable. Like, people were going like, it's offensive. And I go, no, you're wrong. Actually, you're offended by it. That's a personal feeling. Okay. If you find something offensive, you find it offensive. Not everyone finds it offensive. You can't say that content is offensive. No, you found it offensive because your feelings are personal to you, which means, I got some big news on the way. What's up, Travis Schlenk? You want to drop it? Also, if this was Travis Schlenk just spending his time watching us, come on, man. Come on.
Trades in the works.
Trades in the works. Okay. Now, this has run a little bit longer than I thought. Any last thoughts? Travis, if you have any news to drop on us, drop it right now. Drop it right now, because I'm going to wrap up the show. It's about to go on Spotify.
Hey. Just waiting on our first review.
Yeah, I'm waiting for him right here.
Oh, I meant waiting on a review, like, in general. Like, if you go on Chartable, there's this website called Chartable, and you can kind of track your podcasts.
Across all platforms?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I do that for Golf Ballin', and I love when we get – I haven't gotten a review in, like, a year on Golf Ballin', but I check it, like, every single day.
How do you even still in the works? Do you guys see some big moves happening in the draft? Yeah. So, okay, key kings before. So these are the picks you need to look out for. Obviously, your Kings have said that they are going to decide at number 4 if they're going to take a trade or they're going to draft Jaden Ivey. At 7, the Portland Trailblazers are looking like they're going to send Jeremy Grant to the Portland Trailblazers in exchange for the trade exception and the 7th pick. Next up, the Charlotte Hornets will not draft 2 players. One of those picks will be traded. We expect either the San Antonio Spurs, who have 2 first-round picks, and the Denver Nuggets as well to have 2 first-round picks, could potentially move up. Then there's the Golden State Warriors, similar to the Dallas Mavericks. They want to trade their pick for a pick in next year's draft, as well as to give themselves a break on all the contracts that they're going to have. And expect, besides the 2 teams I said, 3 teams in the Hornets, the Trailblazers, and the Kings, those are the only teams in the lottery I really see making a move, unless somebody starts to slide. Then you could see somebody from the 20s. But I expect the 20s is where a lot of moves are going to happen. There are going to be a lot of teams that are going to see players sliding, and they're going to be like, fuck, I don't have a pick anymore. Or I have a 2nd-round pick, but I don't think this guy's going to get there. So they'll probably trade up to draft somebody. I could see guys like the centers. You remember Day'Ron Sharp? Who would have thought Day'Ron Sharp went in the 1st round last year? And then, all right, Travis Schlenk. You got us all rounded up. All right.
Key, check out the first, I don't know, what was 20 minutes?
Yeah.
A good amount of Kings talking there.
Yeah, good amount. We literally spent like the first 15, 20 minutes just talking about the Kings. Quick question. So what do you use to grow the Golf Ball podcast? What's the best way about? Is it just through social media?
Still trying to figure it out.
What do you guys average on there? Because you guys have 100,000 followers on Twitter. I mean, on Instagram.
We have 527,000 followers.
Okay, yeah, that's what I'm saying. How many listens do you get on the pod?
I actually didn't promote the podcast for about a year, so our last one hasn't even hit 100. It's embarrassing. Makes $0, and it's bad. But college, it was just kind of something we did for fun. So now that I'm out, and now that one of my buddies left because he had to work a job, and now I'm starting to promote and I'm starting to learn how to clip them and all that jazz.
Well, I want sooner or later we need to start an NBA show, and Instagram and Twitter.
Oh.
But the thing is I want to see if I can get an intern or some fuck to do the clipping, because I fucking hate clipping.
I hate it, dude. It's
so annoying.
It's just so tedious.
It's why this YouTube channel has only like 8 clips, because like every time I sit there and I'm working on other stuff and I'll like look over, I'm like, I should clip my YouTube channel, and then I'll like look at it and I'll be like,
dude, especially like putting text on the screen and stuff. Like I post like a 44-second golf clip that when my uncle was on our last podcast episode, and I tried to clip it and I tried to add text, and it was like I spent like a half hour on it and I was like 7 seconds in or something ridiculous. I'm like, oh, fuck, this is not happening. Never mind. So yeah.
All right. So guys, go check out our boy Jackson, aka stage name Will Upton, down below in the description as well. Go check myself out. Go check out every single channel this fuck has over here. He has like 10 of them regarding so many NBA and NFL teams.
20 plus, baby.
20 plus. Look at that shit. 20 plus. I'm over here. I got 2. I got an NFL
football channel. Let's go.
Hey, that's starting to pick up. You know,
I'm telling you, dude, it's a fat move, and it inspired me to make Jackson NFL. So.
Yeah. Oh, you did Jackson NFL?
I got Jackson NFL.
Wasn't it good? Cyro NFL?
Yeah, I like it. It's just simple.
It's just simple. And then, yeah. Okay. Yeah, go check out all our channels. And
thank you, Key.
Tell a friend, share a friend.
Yeah, tell a friend.
Tell a friend. Peace.